The enemy is invisible, hidden beneath thick clouds or camouflaged under the desert dust. They move, they prepare, they wait. But high above them, soaring miles in the sky, a bomb is locked in. Not by chance, not by a pilot's guess, but by a brain embedded inside a steel casing, a smart bomb. But how smart is it? And the real question, how does it know where to strike? This isn't Hollywood fiction. Smart bombs are very real. They don't blindly fall from planes anymore. They choose, they track, they calculate, and sometimes they even reroute mid-air. But how? Let's take you inside the most secretive corridors of military engineering and intelligence. This is the full truth about how smart bombs actually pick their targets. It begins long before the bomb is even armed. The process starts with reconnaissance satellites, drones, surveillance aircraft, and human intelligence gather precise coordinates of enemy bunkers, command centers, vehicles, or even individuals. This intelligence is then fed into a system known as a targeting pod or mission planning system, where analysts, pilots, and computers collaborate to tag the exact location to hit. Unlike traditional dumb bombs that simply drop and pray, smart bombs are equipped with advanced guidance systems. There are three major types: GPS-guided, laser-guided, and infrared or imaging-guided. Each one selects its target in a different way. Let's start with GPS-guided bombs. These are some of the most common today, like the JDAM, Joint Direct Attack Munition. When the aircraft carrying the JDAM flies near its target zone, the bomb is released. From that point on, the bomb becomes autonomous. It uses a built-in GPS receiver similar to your smartphone, but far more accurate to navigate toward the target coordinates, constantly adjusting its control fins to steer mid-air. The target isn't just a vague zone, it's a set of longitude and latitude coordinates accurate down to less than a meter. Laser-guided bombs are different. They don't just follow coordinates. They follow a beam of light. A laser designator, either on the ground or mounted on a jet or drone, shines a concentrated laser beam on the target. The bomb has a seeker in its nose cone that detects the reflected laser energy. It follows the laser's reflection, riding the beam all the way to impact. This system is highly accurate, but it depends on weather and visibility. If clouds block the laser or the beam is interrupted, the bomb can miss. Then there are infrared and optical guided bombs, like those that use infrared signatures or visual imaging to lock onto vehicles, tanks, or even moving targets. These are the most advanced. They're trained to recognize the shape or heat signature of a particular object. It's like facial recognition, but for destruction. Once they see their target, they follow it relentlessly, even if it moves. But here's the twist. Many modern smart bombs use a combination of these systems. A GPS-guided bomb might switch to infrared imaging as it closes in, correcting its path for precision. Others use AI-powered image recognition, identifying a military vehicle from above and confirming it's the right one before impact. We're no longer in the era of guided missiles, we're now in the age of deciding bombs. Still, the technology is only half the story. The other half is human decision-making. Target approval involves multi-layered steps. Analysts gather data. Military lawyers assess legality. Commanders weigh collateral damage. In the US military, there's often a process called positive identification or PID, ensuring that the object being struck is, beyond doubt, a lawful military target. Even the best bomb won't act unless humans give it a go. But what about autonomous decision-making? Can bombs themselves pick targets without human oversight? That's where things get controversial. Some cutting-edge systems, especially loitering munitions or suicide drones, are now using artificial intelligence to select and strike targets independently. These aren't exactly bombs, but they carry explosives and behave similarly. Once launched, they hover over a battlefield, scan for targets using AI, and dive when they find one that matches pre-programmed criteria. These systems are raising alarms globally. They offer unmatched speed and surprise. But what happens if the AI makes a mistake? What if it confuses a civilian for a combatant? This leads us into the moral and legal dimensions of smart bombs. They are not just machines, they are tools in human hands. Misuse, incorrect data, or technical glitches can lead to tragedies. In Iraq and Afghanistan, there were multiple instances where GPS coordinates were input incorrectly, or where laser designators drifted. Bombs hit hospitals, weddings, or wrong buildings. The smarter the bomb, the more dangerous a mistake becomes. To reduce this risk, modern smart bombs often include abort functions. If the target moves into a civilian area, or if confirmation is lost, the bomb can be redirected, or even self-destruct mid-air. But this requires precise communication between bomb, plane, and command centers, a challenge in electronic warfare zones where jamming is common. So, is there such a thing as a foolproof bomb? Not yet. But militaries are getting close. One of the most advanced systems is the Stormbreaker bomb by Raytheon. It can see through smoke, darkness, fog, and even sandstorms using a combination of radar, infrared, and GPS. It can glide over 45 miles and pick a moving target like a speeding pickup truck among dozens of decoys. It chooses based on heat, shape, motion, and terrain. But even as smart bombs get smarter, the enemy adapts. Camouflage, decoys, jammers, and fake heat signatures confuse targeting systems. Some adversaries even use human shields, knowing it might prevent a strike. In response, algorithms are being trained to distinguish real targets from decoys. The bombs are learning. Let that sink in. Bombs that learn. But perhaps the most sobering truth is this: no matter how smart the bomb, the final outcome still depends on the intelligence that selected the target. A mistake at the start, a wrong ID, a misinterpreted signal, or an outdated satellite image means the bomb hits the wrong place. Smart or not, and in modern warfare, mistakes are no longer seen in delayed headlines. They are broadcast in real time across the world. So what lies ahead? Smart bombs will become faster, quieter, and more adaptive. Some will swarm like packs of flying wolves, communicating and choosing targets as a group. Others will be launched from underwater drones or space-based platforms. The future of targeting is not just about bombs following orders. It's about weapons that understand objectives, terrain, and tactics. The next generation bomb may not just choose where to strike, but when and why. As war becomes algorithmic, the battlefield becomes a data field. Satellites feed information. AI makes assessments. And machines execute commands faster than humans can react. The moral responsibility remains with us, but the decisions are becoming faster than our ability to think. This is both the promise and the peril of smart bombs. In the end, a bomb is still a bomb. Whether dumb or smart, it brings destruction. Intelligence adds accuracy, but it doesn't remove the consequences. It's not just about how smart the weapon is, but how wisely it's used. That's the full truth. Stay alert, stay informed, because the next war may not be fought with soldiers, but with decisions made by machines in milliseconds. And the smarter the bomb, the higher the stakes.